Welcome back to the Engineered Angler. We're in here in the shop. Actually, I got my head in this paint booth. My goal for today is to go ahead and put a nice bluegill pattern on this lure that I've coated with the Krylon Looking Glass. That's silver spray-on paint, and it's got a coat of spray-on clear. So I really love to paint on silver. You guys, if you've been watching my videos, you know I put a lot of effort into getting reflective surfaces, and I love to use transparent paints because the light goes through the paint, reflects back up from that metallic surface, and you get this really cool kind of deep and kind of almost organic looking a reflection of light and mixture of colors. So I'm going to go ahead and work from this photo and slowly layer in the colors so I can get those translucent looking blues and blue greens and those violets. So the colors I plan to use are all transparent paints, and they're all Createx colors. I also have a pearlescent blue, and I'll probably use that just on the surface to give it that well, pearlescent look. So if you look at that photograph, you'll see that there's a lot of sort of iridescent blue, some violet, some gold near the belly, and then those green speckles moving up to a darker green near the dorsals. And I suppose I'll put black on top. Maybe not. Maybe I'll stick with some green on top. But I want to layer this in light to dark. So I'm going to try to get that iridescent blue on the face plate, and then I'm going to move it out down here. So it'll be face plate and then belly area, tail belly, and then I'm going to try to leave this kind of silvery, go yellow here, and then I'm going to get that violet up in here. Okay, I'm going to start off with the transparent blue. Okay, so now you can see the blue in there pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and go with violet now. The middle of the body is violet. I'm going to do this kind of blotchy. So that's about what I want. You can see the blotches of blue, the blotches of violet, and the blue patches. I'm going to go ahead and carry that violet a little bit light towards the top. Okay, so now I want to go ahead and get this front belly area almost golden color, and I'm going to do that with this sunrise yellow. I want to try to get it on that lower jaw, but not get too high on it. Let's see what I can do. You see how that goes gold, and that's just with a very light coat. We're going to go a little heavier now. So you can see I've got the gold on the bottom and up near that pectoral fin right here behind the plate. You can see these are all just blotches of color, and later on the details will come when I bring in the greens. So I'm going to add a little bit of yellow back here on the very end to give that little bit of a gold effect. I'm going to use the transparent green. Now I'm not going to do any kind of like consistent pattern. I'll make it dark, pretty consistent up here behind the eye. I'm going to blotch it sort of in here, and then up here I'm going to put a darker green. The idea is I put in the blotches, and then as I continue to add green, those blotches will stay darker than the rest that I put on. Okay, I've got the blotches in. I want to give this thing sort of a broader sweep of green. I'm going to go ahead and leave the mesh on there, and I'm going to change over to a dark green. Now this is a moss green. It's not transparent, but I want to have some really bold kind of highlights in there. Might even give it some spots here. Now if you want to try doing the speckles, what you do is you pull back on the trigger. That opens up the needle, allows a little bit of ink to go in there, or paint to go in there, and then when you tap the air, it kind of spritz it out there, and you can see it popping around. You can see it giving little specks. I'm going to do that from top to bottom. Okay, now we've got some nice speckles on that side. Let's get a few on this one. Let's dry it, and then we'll take this screen off. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm going to obscure that a little bit with some violet and a little more blue, and let's see how that blends. And now I'm going to come in with a dark green right on top, and I'm going to let that sort of bleed down, or overspray down along the sides just a little bit. Right, so I've got it obscured about how I want it. And before I go to the black, I'm going to go ahead and use the pearlescent blue to really hit around the face and give it that sort of just a popping pearlescent blue right here around the mouth parts on the top and around the eye. Okay, so that gives it a pretty good pop, and you can see how the violets blend in with the greens and the blues and the yellows on the bottom. I like that. I'm going to come in with the red now, just a little dash right here, and then I'll do the black highlight. Blood spilling out. I'm going to make a little half circle stencil for that black dot behind the gill plate, and then we'll come back to this thing. Alright, well, I'm pretty happy with that. I think I'm going to stop. That's enough. There's a nice gold back end there, you see that? And then the gold in the front, the red on the chin, the black highlight